Hey, I just jumping on. Was just thinking about a lot of stuff and just thought I'd get on and share. It's Sunday morning and I'm not in church. And I was just, thinking about that and just reflecting. I haven't been connected, physically connected, haven't gained new membership at a new church since I left my old church. And I was just sitting here reflecting that, and I haven't been watching church online like I was. And, I don't know what all of that is about. I know what some of it is about, but a lot of it, I don't know what it's about. And I'm okay with it. What I'm learning is God is always moving. God knew before I was even born that I would be in this situation. And so I was just reflecting on that. Like last year, this season, I did attend a Good Friday service here in town. And I did go to Palm Sunday service, and I did go to sunrise service. And I don't know what I'm going to do this year. I just go by how the Spirit leads me. That's what I tend to do. I go by how God leads this vessel, just like God led me to the church. And man, I'm not saying God led me out of the church, but this is where I'm at, and I feel like God is with me even in it. And I just reflect, like on my grandmother, right? So my grandmother raised me and my mother, because my mother had me at 15. So common sense, right? I didn't know this then. I know it now. Common sense. She raised both of us until my mother became a grown woman. But really, when she had me, she was a grown woman. Mentally, if not physically all the way, and probably kind of physically, right? She was grown. But I would just remember my grandmother, she wasn't one to go to church a lot, but she went. She's the one that introduced me to church. And it was sunrise services, or a sunrise service, that I remember in particularly. I'll never forget that. And what I can remember, I was young. I was 8, 9 years old, or maybe even a little bit younger. But what I remember was the singing, and they had breakfast. And so I would love to have conversations like that now, or have a conversation with my grandmother just to know her story, because her story might be my story, right? But yeah, so I love God. I love the Lord. I love the church. I just haven't found the church, and I haven't really been looking very hard either, but I have, and I feel, and I've been, kind of soul searching and mind seeking. And, I try to be I'm very intentional about what I do. And I think even more so as I've gotten older, and I'm saying, when I say older, I'm talking about probably in the last 20 years, I'm very intentional about my moves, to the point sometimes it drives me crazy. Like, you tripping, like, make a decision, right? And so anyway, I'm rambling, but sharing my heart at the same time. But yeah, I sit here. I haven't watched anybody on TV. It's almost like, I guess, right? You're a doctor, or you cut grass, you do the thing. So why do you need to go somewhere or have someone do something for you that you do, or go somewhere where you to get something that you already got? And doctors need doctors, and lawn care people need lawn care people, and preachers need preachers, and ministers need to be ministered to. So yes, I'm not saying that, because I know the Lord, I don't need to go, or I don't need to have relationship. But sometimes I feel okay. I feel good where I'm at. And I like to hear and I like to listen. And I like to hear and listen to a lot of different theologies and the way people preach and things of that nature. But I just haven't been connected. And again, I don't know what I'm going to do for this holiday, this Resurrection Sunday, Good Friday. I generally love to hear the 7 last words. I need to put me, I need to get a sermon and have me a 7 last word moment to reflect God's love and his grace and his mercy that he provided through Christ, even as he was going to the cross and when he raised him, showing us that same grace and mercy and love and faithfulness and provision and everything that God gives us, we seek to have from God, is done in the life of Jesus and in that Resurrection Sunday. So yeah, I also just wanted to just get on. I didn't even want to really go that way, but just wanted to get on to say, I'm back. I've been back. I'm still recouping. I'm still debriefing. I'm still processing. Yeah, I'm still processing. It was such a journey, and I've done many journeys. I've been on many journeys. My life is a journey, and I love my life. I love me. I don't know if y'all got that or not, but I love me, and I'm not ashamed of me. And you shouldn't be ashamed of yourself either. And I don't think many of you are. But if anybody is, don't be ashamed of who you are. If there's something that you're not comfortable with, I would say sit with it. And if you feel like you need to make a change, then make a change. Do that thing. You can do it. And I've done it. I've made a lot of changes. And I still got changes to make. And before I even got on this live, I was just doing some reminiscing, the last couple of videos you've seen. I love music. I grew up listening to music like most of us, all of us. Now, some of us didn't listen to the same music, or you might just listen to one, genre of music. I think for me, it was a combination. And I was born. And not only I'm a 70s baby, I was born in 1970. I'm not a hip hop head, but I'm a hip hop head, as they say. And I don't know all the hip hop. I'm going to tell you the truth. I think like when Little Kim started coming on the scene and, whoever else around that, I kind of faded away and I've been away. So I listen to a lot of old hip hop. But, like the video I was doing, and I was saying, rest in peace, Dawn. I think it's titled The Bridge. That song, I started listening to when I was about 14, 15 years old. And if you know, you know. If you from Hempstead, Long Island, on the hills, and you could been on the hikes, and that's I guess a Queensbridge, Brooklyn song, so you definitely know. But I'm just talking about how me and Dawn used to rock, how we used to roll, how we used to be. And there is songs that come on, there's songs that I hear, there's songs in my spirit that I think that I will be bopping to, if I can, when I'm 100 years old. Like, that's the song. You'll probably hear, my kids will be like, what great grandma doing? And I'll be to the bridge, it's just certain songs, man. And music is so timeless. And one thing that experienced, enjoyed, and appreciated while I was on my travels abroad. I was in Dubai Mall on Valentine's Day, and they were playing Lionel Richie. It's just amazing how our music travels the world and how people embrace it. And, this isn't nothing new, but to really be in it and experience it. When I say this is nothing new, it reminds me, and it reminded me when I was hearing Lionel Richie, how did Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson, I don't care where Michael Jackson would go, people will fall out. They would go crazy over Michael Jackson. They did it when he was young. They did it when he was older, and they still do it. And music. And so I love music. I don't know a lot of artists. I might repeat the songs. I'm a beat person. It's about beat. And I don't have much beat at all, but I love beat. I love rhythm, and I love the storylines. And then there was another video, the Johnny Gill video. There You Go. That is an old song. That song was on the Boomerang soundtrack, Eddie Murphy Boomerang. And it's crazy because it didn't touch me then the way it touches me now. It's a beautiful song, and I love it. And when I hear it, I just love it. I love love, and I'm single. I had a conversation with my uncle. He's like, I don't see you with anybody, and you've been by yourself since you've been with your husband. Well, I'll say I've dated. But I've been pretty much by myself since me and my husband, because I'm picky. But that doesn't take away my emotions of love and wanting to be loved, or even knowing how to love. It doesn't take away my sensual emotions and my sexuality. I'm human, right? And yeah, I got feelings, and I just love the song. And yeah, it's some Luther Vandross music that I love. Yeah, I love music. I do. And no one has to be here. No one has to be in my life for me to want to love. And I think he understands that, and I'm sure everyone else understands that. It's a lot of us that are single. That doesn't mean that the light goes off and you don't express your feelings, or you don't feel it. It's all hallelujah and praise the Lord. And it could be for you if that's all you got, and that's what you have. That's fine. That was me at one time. And then it was a time that I didn't even listen to gospel. It was a time I didn't listen to hip hop. There's seasons. And actually, when I was away I was about to say in China, in Thailand, I didn't really listen to a lot of any music, really. I listened to more of meditation music with their instruments in the background. Is so soothing. And I need to get back to that. I really wasn't listening to any of what you see me excuse me, lip syncing to. But so it's so many parts to me. And so many parts to you. And I just thank God. I thank God for freedom. I thank God for my spirit of just being who I am. And I think finally I'll just say this. I never really worried about what people thought about me. I never really did. However, I was concerned in this way. I didn't want people to ever think bad about me. That was the worry or the concern. But I've always moved to my own beat. I don't know if that's good or bad. Sometimes it feels really good But you know, hindsight sometimes, when I mean that, like, I kind of don't hang in with certain things. I don't do conflict well. and that's a part of going with my own beat. I don't do conflict well. And I think probably I should have. I don't know. But I never really worried about what people think. Again. And I just remember, like, I started smoking cigarettes when I was about 14, 15 years old. Now I would hide. I didn't want no one to know that I smoked because I knew I wasn't supposed to be smoking, like, you know. But it came to a time and point that, hey, y'all, I smoke. Excuse me. It came to a point in time, you know, and then my grandma, you know, she knew. And then, you know, it was like at 16, everyone on the block, everybody knew that I smoked. And so I use that as an example, meaning that I go to my own beat. And I really don't worry about what people really say. I don't know who that's for to this morning. You know, I'm not saying, as my grandma would say, show your butt. Don't do that. But be yourself. Because regardless to what, people are always going to have something to say. I don't care what you do. I don't care how good you are. I don't care how bad you are. Which, again, I'm not saying show your butt and be bad. I'm not saying that. I'm saying show your butt and be good. Be good at what you like to do. Whatever that is. Because at the end of the day, you only got one life. And so I think that was the big thing I want to say. And then this last video I just put, I guess it'll be one of my last videos that I just put. Oh, shout out to the dude that joined me. Shout out to him. I think his name is Motivational Runner. Shout out to him. He joined me, and I was just, you know, doing my thing. And I felt honored that he would join me. People that's on TikTok, you know, like if someone gets on your TikTok and start, you know, working with you, which without my permission or me even knowing, which is okay. He did it. I could have deleted it. I thought it was cute. And I thank him for joining me. It was something. He felt some energy. He loved the song. He got on. And he's a follower. He's a supporter. He follows my stuff and seems to be a real cool dude. But yeah. And so that's just me. I just get on and be myself. And so the last video you see, it was something I think is, I miss you. And I list all the people. I think when I went back, I forgot to put my grandfather. I remember, not biological, but the only grandfather that I knew, I didn't put him. So shout out to him. But just a lot of loss. And I missed them. And in the video, it said something about drinking. I'm like, oh, they're going to think that I'm drinking, which is not a problem. I don't care what you think. See, there you go. I don't care. But I just got to say, no, I'm not drinking. But there was a time that I did drink. When I was very young, I drank. I could drink you under the table pretty much. And then fast forward, you know, just different times. But there was a period that I didn't drink for over 10 years, nothing. And then I had wine coolers. And then when my husband died, this is the part that I want to share. When my husband died, I see like something over here crawling. I don't know what this is. Hold on, y'all. I don't even know if I can pause it. Hold on. I'm sorry, it's the summertime and stuff. I don't know what the heck. I remember I had a snake in here last year, so I'm like, what the heck? But when my husband passed, we were separated a year and a half. Not even a year and a half, just a little over a year. And kind of fast forward, you know, when my husband passed, I used to take my garbage out, and all you heard was clink, 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 because I was drinking. I was drinking. No one had to come and pick me up. I would go to work. I do whatever I needed to do, but that's what I did. And I'm just sharing that because I don't talk a lot about my husband or losing my husband. And a part of that is because of the pain. A lot of it is because of the pain of losing him. My husband gave me my 18th birthday party. We were together over 30 years. He was my best friend. And I thank God that God don't allow me to dwell on that, on our relationship. And to be honest, there's a lot of our relationship, 30-some years, that I do not remember. There are some things that I do remember, and I share with my kids from time to time. I reflect. But for the most part, the thing that I really, really remember, and the most important thing of them all, is that my husband loved me. And he loved our family. He loved our kids. And again, I don't think much about it. Because I believe if I did, it'd be a wrap. Grief can take you out of here. Off this earth, gone, unalive, but grief will take you out of here and you will still be here. This will be here, but this won't, or this won't. And so I thank God that, I'm still here and that I'm doing as good as I am. I'm doing as good as I am. I thank God for that. I praise God for that. I thank God for that. I thank God. And so, I'm just thinking now, and I'm kind of reminiscing and just thinking, like, when my husband passed, even though we were separated, the plan was that I was going to visit him because my husband relocated. He was like, okay, I'm gone. And I was just looking forward to going to his place. I needed space. It was him, but it wasn't him. It was more me than him. And it wasn't just him. It was the kids. It was a lot of stuff that I've told this story before, not to everybody like I'm saying today, but I couldn't hold on anymore. You understand? Sometimes you cannot hold on. I mean, I've never really felt that before in my life, like that. Like, even when I said I could still feel it in my fingers some type of way. It's like I was holding on to a rope and I'm pulling. And on that side was my husband and my kids. God bless them. And I loved them dearly. But mommy and Suge, as my husband used to call me, could not hold on. And I let go. And I had been trying to let go for a long time before that. That's what brought me to this whole new state. But my husband came with me. We rocked on. We had a good time and he got me. You understand? Like, and I got him. We got each other. Like, we understood each other. He understood me and I understood him. And that's what made it work for so long. And if my husband was still alive today, we would probably still be working. But that was something that had to happen. So sometimes in life, there is separation. It happens. You know, it's not a bad thing. Sometimes it's the best thing to separate, to figure some things out. If you come together, back together, good. If you don't, that's okay too. But don't stay in nothing that's going to kill you or him or her, or, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to stay in something that's going to, it's just going to take the life out of you. So I don't know. But I want to say that, yes, I miss my husband. I miss, you know, I miss my daddy. I miss my mama, all of those people, my grandma. I miss my best friend. I miss my friends. I miss my cousins. You know, all of them. I miss them. Yep. Yep, I do. I sure do. I sure do. And, you know, I'm fairly young. I'm not, you know, I'm not 100. I'm 55 years old. I've had a lot of loss. And I know I'm not the only one. I see it on social media. And all I say is keep your head up, keep praying, keep pushing through. However, your grief is not going to look like my grief. My grief ain't going to look like yours. Your time ain't my time. My time ain't your time. It don't even have a time. There's no expiration date on grief. There's no expiration date on love. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. And it shouldn't stop. I think what should happen is that we get to deal with it better. Better. Right? It ain't no more clink, clink, clink. I'm taking the garbage out. I'm drinking. No, that would kill me. I'll be dead. I wouldn't be any good for anybody, and definitely not for me. So I don't know. I said a lot. Thank y'all again for all the support, the love, understanding. And if you don't understand me by now, just keep on watching. And maybe by and by you'll get it. Because guess what? I'm learning myself every day as well. There's some stuff I know about me, and there's a lot of stuff I don't know about me. But I'm excited about what God has in store. So I will see you in the next video.